Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dog, cats, and squirrels. Anybody who might want to listen to an old man like me. But listen, I want you to listen to another old man. His name is Mr. Lenny the Great. Let me put it up there, real guy. Lenny the Great. That's his music in the background. I met him at the Rose Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we all got to support Mr. Lenny the Great. All right? You can go up on his YouTube page and Lenny Hoops. All right? Look for Lenny Hoops. He had all type of entertainment, man. He loved to entertain people. And if you have a bad day, or a bad moment, or a bad minute, Lenny the Great will have you inspired in about 2 seconds if you run into him. He's that type of young man. Lenny the Great, I'm shouting you out, boy. This Gerald Costello, the veteran that met you at the Rose Bowl, baby. And I'm so proud of him. We got a video that I'm going to sing that we did together. Hey, man, thank you. You gave me a good time. I love you. I know this is just the beginning of a future for you and me. Thank you so much. And I'll be seeing you in a little bit, man. I'm going to send you the video. But ladies and gentlemen, for all of you that's looking at this, it's Lenny the Great. Okay, let me see, can I take it out? Lenny the Great, but go down and look for Lenny Hoops on his YouTube video channel. But this is his CD. It says Lenny the Great. He performed James Brown. And he brought back so many memories because I was a James Brown fan back in the day. So definitely go out there and support him. He's a great guy. You're going to love him. And you ever want a smile on your face, Lenny will bring that smile to your face because he brought it to mine. All right? So again, that's Lenny the Great, guys. And you go down to Lenny Hoops on the YouTube channel. All right? All right. All right, guys, listen. Veterans, all my veterans. It's that time of the day, baby. It's that time of the day. All my veterans all around the world, all over in them war zones, all over in them danger zones, sitting in cars with no gas, no heat. I'm thinking about you, sitting in hospitals, VA hospitals, city hospitals, sitting in shelters, sitting in dormitories. Wherever you sitting, wherever you lying, man, you crying, and I know nobody out there to hear you. But just always remember, I'm here to hear you, man. I'm going to always be your subconscious. That's why I'm here every single day. God gave me this calling. I'm going to keep this calling for all my veterans. I came back from the bank today, man, with some good news. But all my veterans, thank you for keeping us safe. I was able to walk into the bank today and talk to my personal banker to get this GoFundMe up and started. And man, what a beautiful day that came out to be. God bless me with this banker who said and had the time to spend with me today to make sure I get this thing done right, so that we all be held accountable and so that transparency can always set in as we're making this journey together and getting these veterans onto these yachts, boats, and motorhomes to football games. That's my dream. That's my calling, guys. So I'm going to be talking about that as well this evening. But I got to finish out my little shout-outs right quick, guys. And the next person I want to shout out is my personal banker. I was just telling you guys. His name is Kenneth Brock. And he's a Chase manager at the bank over in Eastland Shopping Center in Lexington, Kentucky. I've been there now 4 years at this bank. And I met this man today. I just always went in the bank every month, to pay my rent, never really paid no attention to nobody. But today I had to go open an account, and so I got to meet this gentleman. And he's a wonderful man. He's a family man with 3 beautiful daughters. And I told him to follow us on the YouTube page as well so he can see how we doing with the business. And he told me what account to get, what was best for us. And man, I got to shout this guy out, man. He helped us along the way. So I opened up the account, and I'm going to share that with you guys as well. But before I do that, I got to shout out one more person, guys. And that was my nurse at the Long Beach Hospital. I didn't have her name the other day when I was shouting out all the rest of the nurses that saved my life when I had to go into emergency in the Long Beach the other day. She was the one that spent the most time with me, man, to make sure that I was alive and to come up out of there alive in the hospital, man. I was in a serious way. And her name is Miss Kim Heejin. All right, she's the supervising nurse there on site at the emergency. And man, she went through the whole process with me, man. She went through the whole process with me. She the one provided the medication that I needed to stay alive. And I wanted to make sure I reach out and thank that lady, man. That's why I tell you every day, guys, we got to thank our nurses. We got to thank our doctors, man, because they our last support. They our last defense. That's our last line of defense, man. If you get sick and there's no nurse or doctor around and you don't know how to take care of yourself, what you think gonna happen? You're gonna be in a severe way. So man, let's make sure that we thank these nurses and doctors because they deserve everything that they get. I'm telling you, man, we're gonna always appreciate them for everything they do. Okay? Thank you, nurses. Thank you, doctors. Thank you for keeping me alive. And I know there's a lot of other veterans that you're keeping alive as well. Thank you so much for that. So, guys, I want to go get to you this right quick. I went to the bank today. I told you about Mr. Kenneth Brock, and he helped us open up this bank account. And it will be a nice account where the money will come into for the GoFundMe. And we did everything right. And like I told you, I love being held accountable, and I want to make sure it's transparency. So this says what it says. And what we did for you today, we transferred $100 from Premier Plus from my checking account, and we opened up a Chase Secure banking account ending in 3766. That's where anything that be contributed or donated or given will go to this account, and it's a beneficiary. And that beneficiary is going to be the person who we want to probably put $200 or $300 in their pocket as we get to a football game. And they might want to spend it on anything they want to. We don't question what they want to spend until we give it to them, you know, for that purpose. Whatever he or she want to do with that $300 or $400, we'll get that to them. So they'll be beneficiary as long as they have an account, they got a social security number and a driver license, and we'll be able to disperse that money. Now, if there'll be any problem with the beneficiary, I'll be the backup, okay? So I did open that account. That's what I did. You enrolled in Chase online today to complete your enrollment. I said go blah, blah, blah. They did all that for me anyway. But I opened up the account. Here's the account summary for Gerald Costello. And I said everything is with transparency. And I didn't know they had this much paperwork. Because the guy asked me did I want it printed up. And I said, yeah, I want it printed up because I want transparency. But man, look, I will not bore you guys. But that's why he was looking at me strange, like I had 5 or 6 heads. I didn't know it was gonna be this much paperwork. Just open up $100 account. And he looked at me real nuts, you know. I smiled, did go on his face a little bit. But Mr. Kenneth Brock, I promise you, I didn't know it was that much paperwork to be printed up. I would have took it electronically. But I told you I wanted to keep it transparent with my veterans and my fans. I didn't know that much paperwork, man. My bad. All right, so anyway, guys, it was a lot of paperwork there at the bank, okay? But anyway, I got the good part done. Got everything done. Then I told the nurse at the VA, who I just had a shout out, she did a good job with me as well, guys. So I just wanted to make sure we don't have none of this going on. You see, they say tips for spotting a scam, and that's why I make sure there don't be no scams and nothing I do, because I'm always transparent. A scammer don't want to be transparent, and a scammer definitely don't want to be held accountable. So I make sure I study everything on scams, man. And everything I do, you can go to Chase Bank. You got to worry about no scams there, baby. Your money's well secured. They ain't going to play no funny stuff with nobody. And I love them. I was telling them about the experience I had in Airbnb in Colorado, up in Colorado Springs, I think. Well, anyway, I went as Airbnb, man. I walked in and it was all type of bugs and everything on there. And I told them I don't want that. And they were trying to force me to pay for something I didn't want, because that's not what I had paid for. You know, they show you a nice little beautiful home, and then when you go in there, it's not what you had seen on the picture. And they had bugs in there, and I didn't want to stay in there, and the sheets didn't look that good. And so the people gonna try to force us to stay in there, and I didn't want to live on no junk like that. So anyway, I called Chase. They take care of you, man. That's what I love about my bank. They gonna take care of the client. They don't want to hear nothing about the other person. Well, you'll discuss that and get it fixed later, but they're going to definitely make sure your money go back into your account, man, anytime you feel like you're unsatisfied. So, guys, I'm just happy with Chase Bank. Thank you, Mr. Kenneth Brock. Now he's my personal banker. He told me that once we get $1,500 up in there, he'll put me over into another account, and they're going to be crazy, man. I know this thing going to happen, and he asked me when it's going to happen. I said, I don't know. I had to be honest with him. I don't know how this thing going to work. I don't know how far we're going to go. But I do know this here, you know, I put my money where my mouth. I said I put $23 a donation, and I put $100 to open the account to start this thing off, okay? So, guys, I'm going to go reach out to my relatives first. And I want to start with my relative right quick. His name is Jimmy Lee Gilchrist. This is the Korean vet that's 98 years old. And this is one that we're going to start out with. Now, we still got maybe the rest of this season. We still got a lot of football left that we might can get him to a football game. He's like living in Tampa, and he's right by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So it won't be a problem for us to get a little few funds, get him up into a football game, put some money in his pocket, enjoy the football game, take him out to dinner, things of that nature, man. I really want to start to do that with my family, because we got like 6 veterans in our family. I start with them. But if there's anybody willing to contribute, I'm finna put these videos up so you can see who I'm talking about. You'll get to see my uncle. You'll see me in the back of his wheelchair pushing him to our family reunion. You'll see a lot of videos on him, and I explain them, man. I tell you, man, this is what I want to start with. But guys, I'm reaching out to each and every one of you. Help me get these veterans that might not be long here on earth, their last remaining days, that love sports, and they want to get to a football game, and we get them out to a football game, and when they get out there, man, you'll hear Mr. Mark Johnson, one of my favorite announcers for the Colorado Buffaloes, and he hollering, "Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to pay attention to the left end zone, down in the south end zone, and look down there and you'll see all them veterans. And one of the most special veterans we want to shout out today is Mr. Jimmy Lee Gilchrist, Korean vet, out here to see a football game today. Stand up and give this man a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen." And all just jump up and just give Jimmy Lee Gilchrist a round of applause. Man, don't you know what that'll do for my uncle, man? And for any of the veterans that we're going to be bringing. We want to do 12 a year. 12 a year, man, probably more. You know, because the more money we have in the coffers, the more people we can help. And the more we can just say, damn, we did it, man. We got people to football games, and they deserved it. Now they got it. And, man, that's going to make everybody feel good, man, helping these guys on their last little days here on earth, man. They enjoy something they always wanted to do, come out to a football game. But nobody never pay attention to them. But, man, I'm here to present you that. You could believe that, man. You could believe that. And then, you know, I got to bring my brother in too, you know, Sam. You know, I got a brother that got hip problems. He in a wheelchair, and he can't get around either. And he going to be the next one they want to work on and get out to a football game before the season's over. Now, he live in Denver, Colorado, and he got the Broncos there. Now, we can get to the Broncos, he can get to the Colorado Buffaloes, he can get to Colorado State Rams, I mean, Air Force. Man, Colorado got a lot of college teams out there too, you know what I mean? Because he loves sports like I do, man. And well, I hadn't seen him in 55 years. I'm going to be putting him out there too, man. You get to meet my brother too, man. I hadn't seen him in 55 years. And he also a Vietnam vet. So, guys, I'm going to end with this, man. I just wanted to let you know I went to the bank today. And I took care of all the paperwork that I needed to do to get this GoFundMe up and started. Because I said, man, I want to be held accountable, and I am transparent. But thank you for allowing me to ramble. Because I thought this was very important to know that I told you when I hit the ground running, I'm hitting the ground running, man. My actions speak louder than my words. You know, I always put my money where my mouth. You're going to always believe that ain't nothing can do but facts. I like facts. So you're going to get facts from me. And tomorrow, guys, we'll continue on with shout-outs to my veterans. And again, I wrote these grants. I got to go get me some stamps and envelopes. And, hey, man, start getting this thing off and running, man. We're going to ship out and dip out and see what they go from there, all right? So, guys, before I finish, you know, I always say, to the world, you might be one person, but to that one person, you just might be that world. And I won't see each and every one of you at the top. I'm going to see each and every one of you over the top. Good night. God bless each and every one of you.